Welcome everyone to Space. My name is Akko from Space, and today we're going to talk about holistic awareness. Holistic awareness being the ability of an individual to know thyself as well as knowing one's environment fully, so as to understand how he or she is able to impact positively the milieu that he or she is in. Now, the topic is reasons, actually, why relationships between a masculine woman and a man do not work. I'm going to give you just three reasons, and these reasons are centered in psycho-energetic, meaning a blend of psychology and spirituality or vibrations or vibration science. Okay, so the first one is that it is not natural. Why am I saying that it isn't natural? Now, the feminine principle and the masculine principle are completely different, right? But I will stress that women have both male and female energy, and men have both male and female energy as well, but the ratio is different. Okay, but when a woman decides to take on a masculine trait or run or use more of her masculine energy that she contains more than her feminine energy, it creates an imbalance within herself, as well as an imbalance with the people around her, especially if she's in a relationship with a man. Of course, we're talking about a relationship between a man and a woman here. So, if she decides to run or use more of her masculine energy, number one, it's not natural to her because she is in a female body, right? It's a female device that is made and created to operate based on female energy and having the male energy in the backseat, right? So that's one imbalance there, okay? But before I say what I'm going to say next is that generally speaking, the female will always seek, naturally speaking, to have a relationship with the opposite energy, but as a way to complete the loop, as a way to close a circle, right? To create that holistic harmony, vibrationally speaking, right? So when she takes on that male vibration, for whatever reason or another, and she's in a relationship with a man, she'll either be in a relationship with a man who she will try to force into a feminine role, right? Or she'll seek a man who operates more from his feminine energy, all right? So she'll seek both types of individual or both types of men, all right? A man who already runs from a feminine energy, or a man that she can train or manipulate to take on more of a feminine energy vibration. But in that dynamic, there will be an imbalance because both individuals are using a device in which they are running. When I say device, I'm referring to the physical body. Both individuals are using a device that is meant to run or operate on an energy vibration that they are not using, right? So it'll create an imbalance within the body itself, also in the energetic field of such individuals. Ultimately, that relationship will not last because the man in that relationship will seek to regain his male energy, right? To run more of his male energy, to operate more from his male energy. And the female, the imbalance that will create in the female will actually force that female to seek a man that has a higher male vibration than her, okay, so that she may subconsciously force herself to be more in her feminine energy, right? So that will happen, okay? Psychologically, this may happen as issues in the relationship, or either party trying to create issues or create situation in which the relationship will just break up. So one partner may decide to have an affair or decide to do something that may cause such a huge conflict that both parties have no way done to separate. Okay, so that is a dynamic that will happen when a masculine woman is in a relationship with a man, right? So it is not natural, and because it is not so, such situations will happen. So the second one is it'll create an imbalance of energies. So basically, it's like using two magnets and trying to connect the negative poles of such magnets together, right? They will, of course, if you've ever used magnets before, they will, of course, push each other away from each other, right? They will repel, right? So that is, in a relationship dynamic, that is essentially what will happen, right? They'll create too much imbalances in the relationship, because either individual will always seek to have a situation in which they can express more of the energy vibration that their physical body or physical device was meant to run on, right? So that will happen that way, okay? And in some cases, the man will try to use more of his male energy, and the female will actually push back, because essentially these things happen when a masculine woman decides to become more masculine. It has to do with pride issues that happen in their life. It also has to do with the idea that they see that as the only way they can survive in society. So they take on that role, right? And because they've taken on that role, they do not want, at least from a psychological point of view, they do not want to be around a man that is more dominant than them, although subconsciously that's what they are seeing. But I really need to stress that masculinity is not about dominance, and femininity is not about dominance either. That is a huge misconception that is happening in the culture and has been around for many years. Okay, dominance is not a masculine trait, and dominance is not a feminine trait, and subserviency or submissiveness is not a feminine trait as well. That is a confusion that has been happening for many years, and I'll explain why in a different video. But in any case, this is what I just want to point out real quick here, is that it'll create an imbalance of energies, okay? And in the household, it will not work. Even if it work, it will be temporary, because there will be one party will start using covert ways to basically protest, covert protest, and covert protest will be sleeping around or doing different things to sabotage, covertly to sabotage the relationship, okay? And the relationship will get so toxic at some point that it will not work anymore, okay? All right, so let's talk about the third one. The third one is it will actually destroy the man, because we live in a society run by men. Let's be honest here. It's a male-dominated society, and a man taking on more of a feminine role in a relationship vibrationally will not work for that particular individual, right? And psychologically will not work for that individual either. One of the things that could happen is that the man is not all over the place, but is not this. It will not happen all the time, I should say. But that man, in many cases, may feel that he is actually in a relationship with another man. Okay. And it will throw him out of balance, or it will throw him out of whack, right? And he will seek to basically remain some level of autonomy as a result, or to regain his masculinity, so to speak, right? And I want to just say that, though, and which I have aforementioned, because masculinity is confused with dominance, that exercise of dominance in a relationship by the masculine female will not help in a relationship as either. Okay, so that is the third one, and I'm just going to add a fourth one as a bonus here. I'll talk about narcissism in a little bit. Okay. Now, when it comes to relationship dynamic, the problem is that most of the time when it doesn't work, because people aren't actually in a relationship, people exercise more of a control ship, a dominance ship, or other type of ships. Okay. You will find out that relationship do have problems when people do not understand that they aren't actually in a relationship. Okay, they are doing something completely different, okay, than having a relationship. All right, so what is the role of narcissism? Okay, narcissists need to dominate and control everything. Okay, and because masculinity, more specifically toxic masculinity, has been assigned, narcissism has been the structure, or the background energy, or the background psychology of what is called masculinity today. Masculine women will try to exercise that level of dominance and control as well, because men typically have exercised such dominance and control mindset, which is really narcissism, as a way to express their masculinity. Okay, and as I said earlier, those two are two completely different things, and I'll mention that, and I will discuss it in a different video. Okay, so because masculinity and narcissism has blended together, right? The masculine woman will try to exercise that as well, and try to put the man in a submissive feminine role, right? Which will not work. And I'm going to plug in real quick again that feminine energy is actually not submissiveness, right? Which is also being advertised for many years in many circles as well. Okay, those two are two completely different things, and one is not submissive and one is not dominant. Those are basically different attributes that are society based, that came into the forefront as a way of people, as the way that societies actually structured themselves in order to survive in some cases. Okay, but it has nothing to do with either vibration, innately speaking or naturally speaking. Okay, so narcissism plays a role into this, right? And if you plug narcissism into a relationship, it will not work, because relationships are not about dominance, okay, or control. All right, so I hope that this video was somewhat helpful or helpful to you, as to kind of shed some light into the reason why relationships between masculine women and men do not work, at least from a vibrational and a psychological point of view. I will be creating more videos on these topics, and if you have any question or comment, please leave them below. I'll read through them and formulate other videos to answer your questions if you have questions for me. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do so. And of course, by all means, invite your friends to join the channel if you feel or think that this content will be helpful to them. Until next time, have a good day and take care.